Hello everyone and welcome back to WolfQuest The Lost Tales, and we are here for our third side story, and this is going to be an interesting one. Now the poll was very close again. In fact, I think the final difference was 1 vote. Literally, that's how close it was. It was absolutely insane. And I think this is going to be a pretty interesting story. It's one that you guys have requested quite a lot, and I think it's going to be a pretty interesting one to see how it ends up panning out. Now, what we'll do is I'll go ahead and I'll explain in a little bit more detail as we get into the game here, but we'll go ahead and hit Begin Quest. We're going to be playing on Pretty Easy, which is kind of a big clue as to who we're playing as. And let's go ahead and we will meet her. And she should be right up here. So, as some of you guys may have guessed, this is Athena. And Athena is actually really interesting in that, as you can see when we zoom in here and we circle her, she actually has mange. Now, she contracted the disease somewhere in Yellowstone in between her dispersal and her arrival here. And, you know, it hasn't been terribly bad for her because she's an adult wolf, and so I'm sure it's not fun, but she has been managing to survive with it, and it hasn't impacted her too severely. However, it is a contagious disease, and so her challenge is going to involve not passing this disease to her mate or to her pups, because it could happen. And while mange may not be as huge of a problem for adult wolves, and in real life it can be, but Athena is otherwise quite a healthy wolf, and so it hasn't affected her so severely just yet. But while it's not usually quite as severe in adult wolves, it can be a big problem for pups, and so if she passes this disease to her pups, there's a chance they could get sick or even die from it, and so we have to be very careful. That's a cougar! I wasn't sure what was wandering around in here, but... oh, is it gonna run? It is gonna run. Okay, I don't know. Whoa, that was a little bit close. Okay, we might be able to catch up behind it here. Alright, oh no! Okay, that's not what I wanted to do. Alright, I want you to keep running. You've got to keep running. Okay, there we go, we got it again. And we should be able to probably attack it again? Probably? Oh, come on. What are you doing? No, he's running. He's running. I don't know if we'll actually be able to catch him this way then. Darn it, I was hoping we could. If we can get him back in the sagebrush, maybe he'll get a little bit disoriented once again and start running those circles. Nope, I want you going back into the sagebrush here because we want to catch you and chase you off because we'll get experience for that, and that will help us when it comes to find a mate. So, ouch. No, that wasn't good. Okay. Whoa, he ran right towards us. Excuse me. Don't do that. Alright, there we go. Oh no, he's in the open again. Darn it. Alright, we gotta chase him off. I really want to get the experience from this. So, oh, he's turned. Okay. Whoa, he keeps running straight up to us. Goodness, okay. Oh, he's fast. He's really sneaky. Cougars are hard to catch because you generally won't just actually outrun them. You generally have to kind of trick them somehow and get them trapped somewhere in order to be able to chase them down, or if they come after your pups, then there's that as well. But we don't have pups right now, of course. And he's off again. Okay. This may not work out. Well, we'll give it a bit of a try because we do want to try and find a mate as soon as possible because we do have to get through raising pups. So basically Athena's challenge is going to be kind of an interesting one because I believe it was in the by popular demand video that the WolfQuest team hinted something about wolf pups maybe being able to get sick in the next version of WolfQuest. I'm not sure if that was actually, like, I'm not sure how that play out. That's literally, we heard it mentioned in passing one time, and as just a possibility. I don't even think it's confirmed, but if they do end up adding something like that, this challenge will affect that once we get into WolfQuest 3, and if not, well, odds are that at some point we may have a wolf who has the possibility of passing a disease to the pups anyway, just through challenges and side stories normally, and that's where Athena's challenge and ability will come into play. Alright, we need to get to our food source here. Alright, let's get up here and we'll stop and eat. Maybe this cougar will come after us here. We might be able to catch it, because I bet this is what he's going for. He's probably coming for our food. Is he? He's running all the way that way. Okay, I guess he's not then. Alright, let's see if we can chase him back into the sagebrush again. I really want to catch him because he will give us a lot of experience, but it might just be more profitable to go hunt elk. But yeah, so that's what Athena's challenge will have the chance to impact. We'll have to see how that may pan out practically as we get closer to the release of WolfQuest 3. But the result will either be an illness-based challenge or an illness-based perk. Or not challenge, but consequence. So if she manages to make it through without losing a single pup to her illness here, then she will be able to gain an ability, or she will not for herself, but for future generations, she will gain an ability to help protect them against getting sick. If she does not manage to make it through with all pups surviving and not lose a single one to illness, then she will gain a consequence. Now, the exact circumstances of how she can pass her disease are all controlled by random generation, and so I have like a little dice roller on my phone that I was using with Gemini last time, and I'll be using that again for Athena. Basically, she has the chance to pass the disease to both her pups and her mate, and while Mange will not kill her mate, Mange could kill her pups. And so if her mate is infected, then all of these will apply to him too. If not, then he'll probably end up having to care for the pups quite a lot because Athena could put them in danger just by being around them. So, first of all, there's only one condition for passing Mange to her mate, and that would be if they share a carcass. We have to roll a random generator to find out if sharing that carcass has led to... Oh my goodness, why is this guy so hard to chase off? I don't know why. Oh my goodness. There we go. Oh, then we missed him. Darn it. Okay. I don't know why he's so difficult to chase. Did we get him? We got him. Okay, good. We're gonna go eat now. But yeah. So the only condition is if they share a carcass, we have to roll a dice, and there's a 1/12 chance of the disease spreading to her mate. So it's fairly unlikely that she would spread Mange to her mate, but it is possible, because that would make the challenge really, really difficult if it does happen. It's going to be a lot better if we can avoid that, so we have to be careful about sharing a carcass. If we see our mate go to eat, then we got to avoid eating, and we'll have to find a carcass someplace else to eat. Now, that's only within the same... Like, it's only going to be within the same feeding. So, like, if they eat from the same carcass and it's spaced out by quite a lot, then we're not going to have to roll for that chance. But if they happen to be there eating at the same time, then there is a possibility. And as for the pups, every time we feed them, we have to roll a dice for a 1/6 chance of the disease spreading to the pups. So any pup that we feed, we have to roll one dice to see if the disease has spread. And anytime we pick up a pup, we also have to roll a dice for a 1/6 chance to see if the disease has spread. So we have to avoid having contact with the pups. We'll probably have to let our mate do quite a lot of it. That was almost bad. That was almost really bad. That elk tried to lead us back right into the middle of the herd. In addition, if a pup does become infected, we have to roll at the start of every episode and at the change of every mission to see if the infection will spread. And if pups are infected, then, well, that's for every uninfected pup, and for every infected pup, there's a 1/6 chance that they will die at the change of the mission or at the start of an episode if they already have the disease. So we have to avoid giving it to them at all costs, because those aren't good numbers. Those are not good numbers. They're actually pretty dangerous numbers, and we've lost pups with better odds than that. So we've got to be really, really careful and avoid giving the disease to them at all costs, because it will spread between them, and any pup that has it could end up dying from it. So we've got to be careful. Other than that, those apply to Athena right now, but if our mate happens to catch Mange, then those will start to apply to him as well, and so it could get complicated pretty fast, and could end up being a fairly bad situation if we aren't careful. So, let's see here. We gotta go find some more elk. And once we have enough experience, we will start roaming around and looking for a mate. And we do have to be careful. I'm not going to have it be every time we come in contact with him, period, because that's going to be an awful lot of rolling. And so I restricted it to certain events that'll be a little bit easier to control rather than just random contacts. But even so, there still is a decent chance that things could go south if we're not very, very cautious here. Now, with that said, this has been a challenge you guys have requested for a very long time. Probably since Season 2 of WolfQuest or so, you guys have wanted us to have a mate with Mange, but that was a little bit hard to actually accomplish. And it always tended to interfere with other challenges, so I wanted to work it in a way that it would be possible, but also in a sort of controlled sense here, so like we knew going into this that Athena would have Mange, and that her whole challenge would be based off of it. And that's a little bit easier to manage and to work with than it's suddenly happening and having to come up with all of this on the fly. But yeah, a lot of you guys have been very excited and very interested to see Athena's challenge here. And honestly, I'm really interested to see how this is going to work out too. It's going to be pretty interesting. It certainly will. Alright, there we go. The elk is down. And with that said, if you guys want to get a sticker with Athena on it, you can now do so. It'll be up on my TeePublic, and the link, as always, will be in the video description. And in the comments, I was not expecting that. So, if you do want to get an Athena sticker, then you can find the link to that in the comments or in the video description. And it'll be in the video description for the entirety of this. If you guys want to get a sticker too, the first 3 days are always a great time to do it because it does happen to go on sale, and so you can get it for even a little bit cheaper than it would normally be. Let's see. We should be able to chase this elk down. She's getting pretty low on health, and I think we'll be alright. Oh, I never showed Athena's stats, did I? I only showed her looks. Real fast, let's go to pack stats. So she has 20 strength, 60 stamina, and 70 speed. Definitely a much faster wolf than she is strong, but she doesn't have bad stamina either. So hopefully all will go well with her challenge here. I'm a little bit apprehensive, but I'm also really curious to see how this turns out, because I don't know that we've ever had a challenge that relies so heavily on random number generation. Probably the closest we've come to this before now would be Aurora, who did have to worry about her puppies dying of the cold, because she tended to have her pups really early in the year. Whereas this is going to rely even more heavily on it, because not only will we be rolling potentially every episode, but with certain events within the episode as well. So, oh gosh, we didn't even get a bite in that time. I think we should still be able to take her down, I hope. Oh gosh, this could actually be bad. This could actually be bad, you guys. Come on, okay, please die, please die. Alright, and there we go. That was almost bad. We don't want to lose Athena before we even start. That'd be really, really bad. Now, the one benefit of Athena's challenge is she does actually get to play on pretty easy, so it's hopefully not going to be too difficult with the actual gameplay. The main threat is going to be this illness. So, okay, there should be more elk around here. Where do they actually go? Are they this way? I don't even see where they ended up. I hear the hunting music. Where did the elk go? They were right around here. I just don't know where they moved off to. Did they go down this way? There's another carcass. Okay, they've got to be around here somewhere. I'm probably just being really blind and missing them. Because I hear the music over here. Did they go up this way? I'm sure they're around here somewhere, you guys. I'm just not seeing them at the moment. They might have just come further up the hill here. I don't actually know. How much experience do we have? Not enough. We need to kill at least one more elk, and then possibly something else in order to be able to find a mate. We could also fight stranger wolves, but we'll have to see. I don't know. Let's see here. They were actually, no, they were further this way, weren't they? There's like a clearing here. The woods just open up. There we go. There they are. They went this way. That's what happened. Alright. And there's just a random spawn carcass here. Is there a predator coming for it? I don't think so. Alright. Let's see. Alright, we can fight you. We'll take down 2 more, and then I think we'll probably head out and try and look for a mate if we can find one. We'll probably go to Slough territory, honestly, because I want to say Athena's mom was from the Amethyst Mountain pack, and I guess that would be Specimen Ridge, but I'm not positive. And you know, it's not a huge deal because regardless of where the wolves actually are, hey, there's a coyote. We're gonna take you down too. Brief detour. If I can find where he actually went. He kind of just scooted away. Oh, there he is. Oh, there's 2. Hey, we can take these guys both down. But yeah, it's not a huge deal if we end up taking a mate in the same area because it could always be a dispersal who's wandered in from another area. But we do still kind of try to avoid it because, of course, we wouldn't want to risk having any inbreeding happen. Supposedly wolves have a pretty good instinct for that, though, from what I've heard. Like, they instinctively know not to inbreed, and a pack could actually disperse. At least that's what I've been hearing. Like if a pack consists only of related individuals, it'll just essentially break up on its own because it's an instinctive thing to avoid inbreeding. But I'm not. That's just what I've heard, at least. So I don't think it would be very, very likely that we would be in a situation or it would be a legitimate danger, but we still kind of try to avoid going to the same territory just in case. But yeah, I think it's safe to say that there are quite a few dispersals wandering around, just like us, who aren't from any of those actual packs, but who are wandering by and looking for a mate just like we are. So it's not usually a huge deal if we do end up going to the same place, but we do kind of avoid it, just to be a little bit careful, because I feel like they would have a little bit of an instinct that, oh hey, this pack is my mom's pack, or this pack is my dad's pack, and I may not want to be looking around here if I'm seeking a potential mate. We do kind of avoid that a little bit. So let's see here, we'll go ahead and eat, and then we should hopefully have just enough time to be able to head out to Slough territory and see if we can find a mate, because I think generally we've got a little bit of time here, and I think we should be okay. We've got a little bit of time left, and generally we can find a mate fairly quickly. Now, I feel like Athena is not necessarily a dominant wolf. Like, she's not overly submissive either, but she's also, what would be a good word for her? She's kind of peaceful. She avoids conflict. She would rather leave a conflict than stay around and fight or just straight up submit. She's likely to walk away or to just avoid a conflict entirely rather than to end up getting involved in it and then either be dominant or submissive in return. So we may not end up actually interacting with a lot of the stranger wolves, or if we do, we might end up leaving the encounter right away, because I just don't feel like Athena is much of a fighter. She'll defend herself if she has to, she'll defend her pack, but I also think possibly, well, for one thing, I feel like a lot of wolves probably, I mean, because animals generally have a good sense for when something is not quite right, and so I imagine her mange might actually ward off some other animals to a certain extent. Like, they might smell that something's just not quite right with her and possibly tend to avoid her more. So finding a mate could be a little bit of a challenge. This is a dispersal male, okay? So he's got nice black fur, and I don't think he has mange. I think he has the original black coat, doesn't he? I don't think he's got mange. Yeah, I don't think he does. So I feel like she'd probably be a little bit cautious because she's probably had wolves react rather extremely to her presence just due to the fact that she is a little bit sick, and I think they can sense that. So I feel like she'd be a little bit more cautious in regards to interaction with other wolves. That said, this guy seems like he doesn't mind too much. And we're not going to roll for this interaction. We'll give them a bit of a grace on the first interaction, assuming we do end up taking him as our mate, which I think we will. I like him. But yeah, So we'll give them a little bit of grace here, and we won't roll for this first interaction, but starting the subsequent ones, then if they eat from the same carcass, we do have a chance of the disease spreading, so we have to be kind of cautious with that. And just be a little bit careful, because we don't want him catching the disease. Now, there's no way we can actually reflect that in his looks, and the same for the pups. But I will try and indicate if any of them do end up getting infected, which ones are infected, and we'll try and take a look at that. And I'll try and find some way of indicating that. Now, I don't think that's going to be, I don't think that's going to come into play this episode, though, because unless we end up eating from the same carcass or something in this last bit of time that we have here, which I kind of doubt, there's not much more we really need to do here, then I think we'll probably just wrap up the episode here and send these guys off to Slough Creek. Now, I actually did have a name picked out for him, and I think we're going to go ahead and call this guy Troy. And so we have Athena and Troy. A little bit of a mythology reference there. And we're going to go ahead and have these guys make their way to Slough Creek. So next time is going to be when the challenges really start, because these two will be trying to survive and raise puppies, all the while with Athena avoiding contact with them for the most part, because she doesn't want to pass on her mange to them. So I will see you guys in the next episode when we will find out a little bit more about how that is going to go. And, but yeah, so I will see you guys then. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. But until then, this is Jay, over and out.